Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing well today. I am Annie. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. Otherwise, welcome back. Today we are going to be diving into the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 2 eyeshadow palette. And if you can see by the pan itself, this is not a first impressions video. I have had this palette for about 2 weeks now, so I definitely have some words about this palette. In today's video, we are going to be doing some live swatches. I'm going to create an eyeshadow look with this palette, and I'm also going to give you guys the nitty-gritty. So let's go ahead and dive right into the application process. I'm going to be dipping into this cream shade here to use that as a base for the eyeshadow. The next shade I'm going to be dipping into is this one right here. It's the middle matte shade. And I'm just going to be applying this all over the eye. And I'm going to be dipping into the shade right here. Swirling my finger around it in a couple times, and I'm just going to pop that into the center of the lid. Now I'm going to be dipping into this darker shimmer shade here. I'm going to apply that to the outer corner of the eyes as well as the inner corner.
This part is going to look a little bit crazy, but be patient, it's definitely going to be blended out, so yeah.
And I'm going to go right back into the first shimmer shade that we use and just layer it back on. Now I'm going to be dipping right back into the first matte shade that we used to just blend in a little bit of the eyeshadow itself with the metallic shades that we put down. Now I'm going to be dipping right into the cream shade that we used previously to line the bottom lash line. I'm going to dip right into that same middle matte shade as well to set that eyeshadow. Using my finger, I'm going to be dipping into this metallic shade here and applying it to the bottom lash line. Look, I'm going to throw on some highlighter on my lower lash line as well as on my upper lid. And I'm going to smudge out the lower lash line with a flat angled brush. I'm going to be creating a winged line with the Tattoo Liner by KVD. And I'm going to be throwing on some lashes on top of that as well. Alright guys, so this is the look that I created with the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 2 eyeshadow palette. I am absolutely just so in love with this palette. Again, I've had this for about 2 weeks now, so I definitely have a really good idea about how I feel about the palette. I really enjoy the formulations for the cream shadows themselves. I absolutely adore the way that the matte shadows apply. They are so buttery smooth and pigmented. You really do have to be a little bit careful when picking up pigment. If you guys are using any of the deeper shades of the matte colors, just make sure that you're taking a little bit at a time. The best way to apply the shimmer shades is with your finger, at least that's what I find. I've tried going in there with a dry brush and it kind of picks up a little bit of the pearls, you know, the shimmers. But if you're trying to get any of the pigmentation that is actually like the base color of the shimmers, then it's not really gonna do much for you. I would again recommend using your finger. The only problem that I had with this palette is that this metallic shade right in the corner here had some fallout. I don't know whether or not that is an issue with every single palette or if it was just my own. But what I found is that there was a lot of fallout if I was to use either my finger or a dry brush, and it does go into my eyes. I'm guessing that might be a standalone issue just because the whole palette itself is so good. And the reason why I'm thinking that might be a standalone issue for my own palette is because it's just not tightly packed like the rest of the shimmers, and again, I'm not sure if anyone else is experiencing that issue. So the best way that I found to remedy that is to go in with a semi-damp brush. So with that said, even though there is a lot of fallout with this particular shade, I still think that this eyeshadow palette is just so dreamy and I really love this. Alright you guys, so let's go ahead and jump into the swatches, and we're going to work with the cream shadows first, going this way, and I'm going to begin with this top row. This one right here does need a little bit more help, so I'm going to give it a little bit more love. For some reason this one here does swatch pretty patchy, but it certainly doesn't apply that way, at least not for me. You know what, let's go ahead and jump right back into this shade. I'm going to give it a little bit of a boost. Yeah, these are the eyeshadow swatches for all of the shades in the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 2 eyeshadow palette. I do have a light that's shining on it so that way you guys can see the shift in the shimmer shades. They're very sparkly, very pretty, and definitely has a lot of dimension to those shades. If you guys are looking for something like more of a rosier tone nude palette, and then I absolutely recommend this 100%. Again, I just love the way that every single formula, from the metallics to the mattes as well as the cream shadows, everything just worked so beautifully. But yeah, that is all for me today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and if that is the case, don't forget to hit that like button down below. And if you guys are new here, don't forget to also subscribe to my channel. I do review drugstore as well as high-end makeup, so I do hope you guys join me on my next video. Take care of yourselves, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye guys.